All right, I'm William Craddock, Willtowingaming. I am here with the illustrious Mr. Green.
Yeah.
We are going to do two things today. We are going to go over our overhauled OP-03 deck list, which there's a lot of changes since we've made some of our videos.
Yep.
And we're going to be giving away a box of OP-03.
Absolutely. So this is for YouTube subscribers. We will also be doing our patron box giveaway in the next video, so that will still be happening. But here we're just going to go over some of the decks that are prevalent in the meta and some of the things that we've done to update those decks. So we're starting off with Ace.
Starting off with Ace. So if you look at this deck list and my first itineration, completely different. All the cards are different. The big things, I cut Buggy and I cut freaking Whitebeard Pirates. You want to know why?
Yeah, well, because half your deck is a dud when it comes to Whitebeard Pirates.
Look, you say that, but you look at every ace list out there, they have Buggy and Whitebeard Pirates. And I got tired of missing. I got tired of being like, look at my top 5 for Whitebeard Pirate, and it's just like, pfft. And I actually play more Whitebeard Pirates than most of those lists do.
Yeah, I hate whiffing. It's something I agree with you on, and so because Whitebeard Pirates is not getting your events, and it doesn't get Otama either, and so it's fine. Like you still have Ezo. Ezo gets 85% of your deck.
Yeah, I guess these events here. That's the main thing. Ezo will get these events, and then the other Whitebeard Pirates. So it gets a lot more. So I basically just cut Whitebeard Pirates, and I put in more things like Jet Pistol, because it's a 1k counter in Ace because of the leader ability. And if you hit out of life, I mean, this card's nuts, right? Like,
yeah, Ace is probably my second favorite deck right now in the meta. So I'm excited for it. It's a great deck.
I'm excited for it too. I'm not quite sure if it's my favorite yet, but it's getting there. Just because it has so much play to it, you can be aggressive, you can be controlling.
Yeah, the defense aspect, and just it's like you're like, yeah, let's look up, see what comes off the light triggers.
Oh, it's so good. People get so mad.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, let's move on to Big Mama's House. I love that movie. It's been a while. I'm old.
So if you don't know, Will talks about Big Mom. He does not talk about Black Yellow Big Mom.
Not Black Yellow.
He needs to start saying Starter Deck Big Mom.
This one.
But
this one.
I'll let Will talk about it. But he thinks Lin is better than Katakuri. I think at minimum, if you're playing on an online tournament, you should go Lin over Katakuri. But yeah, Yellow is good. It's got lots of fun stuff. This is his version of it. There's a lot of meta calls in it, but it's a solid deck.
It is a solid deck, and I'll cut to it. The main reason I don't like Katakuri is because it is this set's Zoro. And what I mean by that is it is this linear aggro deck. Katakuri is like attach 1 Dawn, attack for 7, play a guy. It's the same deck as Zoro was in OP1 and OP2. And while people were like, this deck's... People thought Zoro was unbeatable when the game first came out. And towards the end of OP1, like, it was getting smashed.
Yeah.
It was getting crushed. And OP2, same thing. People were all over Zoro. And then in came Whitebeard. And even then, towards the end of OP-02, Whitebeard started falling off. Because people were just learning how to beat it. And it's going to be the same for OP-03. Katakuri is going to be everywhere. People want to play the new stuff. It's a linear aggro strategy. It doesn't do anything. It does the same thing every game, which isn't a bad thing. But eventually, people are going to get better against it, and they're going to be able to beat it easily. And I think Big Mom, Starter Big Mom, just gives you a lot more play options.
Yeah.
Not necessarily my build. This is my current build. Like I said, a lot of tech choices, including the Soul Pocus. This is just like a more random version of it. Like, if you have these in your life, you just win kind of deal. But, Big Mom can mess around with that due to her leader ability. All right, who should we move on to?
Go to Croc.
Go to Croc. I love the blue decks.
Yep. Blue is probably Will's favorite color. And we got a new card, 3000. It's Pacifist.
That's Pacifist.
Yeah,
There we go.
3000 is great. It's a straight up staple to all the blue decks. Right now, there's a lot of stuff when it comes to things that can't be countered, like by black. It's like can't be knocked out on by effects. This tucks it, so it's just effective, better removal, and it has a great trigger with it as well. Croc, Dofi, they're really good decks that were just missing a few things, and I think they've really kind of found them. And so just by being able to have better counter ability with extra 2Ks, you still have the always good Love Mellow, and it's just a great tempo deck.
Tons of blockers.
You don't see these a lot, and so you're gonna definitely be able to beat up on players that don't practice as much as well.
And this deck, the Croc deck in particular, if you hate playing against Whitebeard, this is how you beat it. Like, everything in this deck, puts it on bottom, puts it in their hand, puts it on bottom, block, 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 2K, 2K, 2K. Like, it's just super defensive. And plus, you factor in his leader ability. I know I've played against a ton of Whitebeards, and they have an ace in play and like a Marco in play. And turn 9, I'm just like, Mihawk, ace on bottom, leader ability, Marco in your hand. And it's so much tempo. Like, it's so good against Whitebeard.
Yeah, good tempo. It's a solid deck. Whitebeard, or Croc right now, it's not set 1 Croc anymore. It's got some good stuff.
Absolutely not. This is a game changer for blue in general. This card right here will be in blue decks for a long time coming. Or at least it should be. Alright, let's move on to Dofi.
Yeah, Croc 2.0.
Look, they're different, right? So this is Dofi. If you take a look over here, we also have 3000 World. Shocker. Dofi, and this is my most current list, is a little different than Croc in the sense that if you want to beat Zoro, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
This deck, stomp Zoro, it's not close.
Yeah, I think realistically, if you take this deck and you have 100 Zoro players in front of you, I would bet money that you don't lose more than 10 games.
I think it's about right. Like, I mean, I obviously haven't played 100 Zoros in tournaments, but it's probably close to 20 or 30 that I've played against an OP-02 with Dofi, and I think I lost 1.
Yeah, Dofi, a good Dofi player, because you're attacking for 7, which is a magic number. You're putting out a body. You're playing something else. Like, you're doing everything, and your opponent can't answer everything. So you're winning on some front. So unless if you're playing against if a good Dofi player is going off, you're really on the back foot. So it's a great deck, great choice right now in the meta.
I think so too, and I think blue's good at getting into yellow. I think, and probably not so good into black. I think black's actually, I think it's the reverse of OP2, whereas this deck would beat black in OP2. I think it's got a hard time now because of one card we're going to talk about in a second. You know what it is. But yeah, this is my Dofi list right now. Really strong. Like I said, this is a little better against Zoro and worse against Whitebeard. Although it has a decent matchup against Whitebeard as well. Croc just smashes Whitebeard and has a little more trouble with Zoro. Yeah. So I think that's the difference between the two decks. But now let's open. This is a deck we're both excited for. Yeah. Robert Lucci.
Yeah, Lucci is definitely one of the best decks in the format. It is definitely the dark horse. It's underrated. It's so good. It does a lot of things. I think as a Whitebeard player, this is the deck I want to see the least. Give me any other deck, please. Give me something like Katakuri. That's just like one of the easiest matchups for me. Lucci is just so hard to deal with. It's got a great leader ability. Arguably better than Kid. And then also Isho. Isho's fantastic. Isho says if you're a Whitebeard player, lose 2 cards. Yeah. Oh, you just lost 2 Renewed Gates. That sucks.
Guess I win.
Yeah. Oh, just rip 2Ks from you. If you're on the draw and you put this on turn 4, God forbid another on turn 5, like against a Whitebeard player, you just win the game.
Yeah, it's great. Backbreaking.
Giving all your opponents stuff -3 without the other things is great. One thing that Will has in here is he's got this cute little Monkey D. Garp package where he can murder something by trashing a card, especially even more with Isho or Kuzan. Murder something after he's already loaded up a Lucci and swung, and then gets to restand his Lucci and swing again because Garp is killing something even if there was no targets to be knocked out. So it's
right. It's like the Sakazuki game plan, except you're not having to spend Dawn now. You can attack for 15 twice.
Yeah.
And this list is not, I mean, you'll notice it's not CP9. There's a lot of variations of Lucci. This one, it's a little...
It's a hybrid.
Yeah, no, mine's not a hybrid. There's no CP9.
There's a blocker that's a CP9.
Okay, that doesn't count, alright. Yeah, he's in there. Doesn't make it a hybrid.
Your leader is CP9.
This is... I kind of just threw this together. This is like a more in-game oriented inevitability... version of Rob Lucci. Nah. There's a lot of ways to build this deck. I don't know what's best.
I like those Hina blockers. Those are really spicy.
I think this card was underrated in OP2 and Smoker. I think it's underrated now.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, attack you for 7k. Well, you can block, pitch a 2k, and make something else not attack.
A lot of people are not playing pistols either, and this is like the prime pistol target.
Yeah. You're not playing pistol? All right, Zoro, I guess you only... you're 5 attacks a turn. Now you only have 3 attacks a turn.
That's really good.
He underrated in my opinion. Yeah. Plus, it's a 1k counter. If it didn't have 1k counter, unplayable, but...
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But I'm really high on this deck. It's got a lot of power, a lot of 2Ks, a lot of blockers, and you can just kill their stuff all day.
It's a great deck.
All right, let's move on to our final deck. These are our secret decks. We can't unveil these just yet.
You gotta be the Patreon.
Yeah, it's the Patreon deck right there.
Get behind the paywall. All right, Film Kid.
I feel bad for saying that way.
I don't. Okay, so if you're playing green and you're not playing Krieg, something wrong with you. It's fantastic. It's a boss monster, but it's a mid-range boss monster because it only costs 6. It's not your big kids or your Odins and stuff like that. So being able to just murder something and have double attack is really, really good. And so the Film Pig, it fits in really easily with the Film Kid package because you can still have the full package in there. You still got all the usual suspects, all the good stuff like Puck Gibson and Basil. But Kid is still...
the non-Film Kid cards.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you're playing green, you should be playing those really busted green cards. Yeah. And then I still maintain that Kid is the best leader in a vacuum. Being able to just go 12-12 or I really want to murder 2 things is really great. And based off what they're doing, you don't have to play a bunch of board. You can literally just go face, go tall with your kids, especially if they're on blockers, and just use all the cards in your hand as counter. And so it's very versatile. It's a great deck. Creed's an amazing addition, and this is a really solid choice in the meta right now. I
think Lucci competes with Kid, but since Kid's so versatile, you can do a little bit more with it. I think he's still the best leader. Yeah. I don't even think Zoro's in contention, to be honest. As a leader ability, I think he's just...
Yeah, he was great in set 1, but the more options that there are, the more things that it's really hard for a deck like Zoro to go under.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the Film Kit, other than the Kriegs, didn't really change. We talk a lot about how Barto is just not a good card.
Yeah, I played Film Kid the last Peoria. I went X and 2, lost a law, and it was one of those things where yes, it says Film, so you can get it from Nami. Yes, it says Supernova, so you can get it from Bonnie. And that's the only reason.
Yeah, it's the only reason it's there.
It's a 1K counter. I wish it was a 2K counter. The only time it's the nutters to play it is after you hopefully went Luffy, Brook, Nami, the next turn swing with your Luffy, and a restand with Barzo. That almost never happens. It's just a 1K. I'd rather it be Bobo's or whatever that 2K is.
Yeah, I'd rather be a 2K with that said Film or Supernova on it.
You really don't have to have these if you don't have them.
It could be a 10 cost 1K vanilla with plus 2K counter with the Film or Supernova on it, and that's what you want.
Yep. Yep.
It's unfortunate people having to spend $200 on this card.
Yeah.
But I think that's all the decks we're going to go over right now. Should we do the giveaway portion?
Yeah, let's do the giveaway portion.
We should keep it. But we're not going to do that as we love y'all. All right. So normally we have this big spinning wheel. There are way too many people entered this time.
There's a lot.
The wheel would just be little slivers. So we did a random number generator, and the winner is... There he is. Dad Ops. At dad_ops. You are the winner.
Yeah, so on this video right now, comment. We will get hooked up with you, and we will send you your box. You have...
a week from when the video airs.
Yeah, a week from when the video airs. And we'll make sure you get your box of OP-03. We're doing another giveaway on the next video. That'll be for the patrons. So speaking of which, if you have not checked our Patreon page, we have a lot of great tiers that do a lot of stuff with helping with specific deck techs, deck doctors, helping with lists and matchups and special videos, as well as, I did a hour-long call with a patron before regional, and I think he topped after that. So just everything from just gameplay analysis to fundamentals and things like that to really just help get better at the game.
Yeah, we're huge on fundamentals. The bases you work on your fundamentals, you will be a good player. It just takes time.
Absolutely. And so we have a private Discord server for our patrons where we really dive in and go into a lot of stuff, and they see our list before we go into tournaments and it's a great community, and so yeah, it's definitely worth checking out.
And you have until Saturday to get into the patron giveaway. So the patron giveaway is still going on Saturday. If you get into our Patreon before that, you will be entered in the giveaway automatically, and I will make sure that that will happen this Saturday. We will make sure it happens this Saturday.
So for this Saturday, that means the 8th. July 8th. July 8th, 2023 is Saturday.
Making sure. All right. And we'll also have the link to our Patreon in the description below. And I think that's it for our video today. Awesome. Congratulations to Dad Ops. Like, subscribe, share with your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all in the next video, man.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.